On today's video, I need to retouch on a subject that's not as hot anymore, but does deserve my opinion because Lord have mercy. In the time I was in KVK, Lilith dropped equipment refinement, and at the time I didn't have enough time or energy to talk about it. But now, oh my goodness gracious, if this was bad, it's now so much worse. And yeah, getting those special talent equipment just became 10 times harder. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Now, here's the thing. We were in the midst of probably one of the dumbest KVKs. It was insanely fun until it ended the way it ended, whatever. This came out while we were warring, and I just simply did not have the energy, the time, or the sleep hours to even comprehend what's going on in here. As a matter of fact, I thought it was the same exact system as we had previously, except turns out that it's not. Remember the carrot and the stick thing? Well, this time we got a slight carrot and then a big stick. This video is brought to you by the makers of Infinite Galaxy. Infinite Galaxy is a mobile strategy game that takes place in space. You've been enlisted as the spaceport general, and your job is simple. Grow your spaceport, your space fleet, and engage in combat with other players and environment elements across space. You will command a set of crew members, flagships, and warships, which will help you conquer space. And with the help of your alliance and alliance mates, you can defeat spaceport defenses, claim star systems, and expand your footprints in space. Whether you're a player versus player or player versus environment enthusiast, a spender or a free-to-play player, Infinite Galaxy has all is needed to cater to your gaming experience. Check it out using the link down below, and thank you again to Infinite Galaxy for sponsoring this video. So, what is refinement, how it works, and all that, and why is it so terrible? Before the refinement system came out in Rise of Kingdoms, for you to get a special talent equipment, what you would need to do is craft an equipment, hope and pray, especially with the legendaries. You had an 11% chance of being able to successfully crit and get the special talent. And if you didn't, then fret not. The next one you try, you will essentially have a better chance and a better chance and a better chance until you try 4 times. And the 5th time, you're guaranteed to special talent the piece. What does that mean? It means that if you're someone who has like 4 cavalry marches or 3 cavalry marches, you make the same thing 2 or 3 times, and hopefully by the 3rd time, you already get 1 special talent. And if not, you can even make a 4th one or dismantle and remake, and then you're guaranteed at least to have 1 decent one. Now, here's what's important to understand that is very different. Back then, when you made a non-special talent, the next one would have guaranteed be a higher progression into your special talent than the previous one. The refinement system, the small carrot that we got is that we now can see the level of progress of our piece. What does that mean? It means that if you did not crit at all on the 1st time, this is how it would look. If you then did not crit the 2nd time, your item would now have a 25 thingy in here. If you tried a 3rd time, a 3rd item, and it still didn't crit, that 3rd item would now have 50. If you went again and still didn't get it done, the 4th item would have had 75, and then the 5th item would have for sure been 100%. When the refinement system came out, what did it do? It made it so that every single player that made multiple items would see now the progression of their refinement. So if you had, for example, attempted 2 times or 3 times, then what you'd have is an item with 0, an item with 25, and an item with 50 out of 100. With a new refinement system, every single item is completely independent, which means every time you make an equipment, you have a chance to get it to special talent, but if you don't get it to special talent, you start from 0. And so I have not confirmed yet whether there is a possibility of making a new item and instantly having 50 or 25 or something like that, but I understand from people who have tried that most of them, no, I haven't heard of anyone who got it on 25. If you have, leave me a comment down below and I will pin it. And that means I'm wrong. But my understanding from everybody who has tried during refinement to make equipment again is that every single equipment starts from 0. And so what is refinement? Refinement essentially is kind of like dismantling and remaking. Except that you don't have to do that. You just need to have the blueprint and the required half of the required blueprint materials and the gold, and you can pretty much essentially refine instead of dismantle and remake. That's pretty much what it does. But then there is another thing. when you click on the anvil right here, you will see your percentages to get 100 and above and below. So you have a 29% chance of hitting 25, 30% chance of hitting 50, 30% chance of hitting 75, and 11% like previous to hit 100. However, if you hit the 75, which is a 30% shot, you're pretty much guaranteed in the next attempt, which would be technically attempt number 3, to special talent the piece. Again, if you hit the 50, then you have either the potential to hit 25 or 50, and we'll talk about what happens then. But the reason this system is so messed up is not even the fact that every item now is an independent item that starts from 0, which means, for the record, if you made multiple items previously, then you're already ahead of everybody else nowadays, because some of your items will already have some refinement progress. As a matter of fact, something one of the guys, Rin from 401, said, and he brought a really good point, is if you guys already made 4 of the same item, which someone did, your 4th item will have 75%, which means you're 100% guaranteed to crit that one on the next turn, and you potentially have a good shot of critting another one from the 50% that you have as well. So for those who made multiple items of the same one without successful special talent, you guys are ahead a little bit on your refinement. But here's where refinement really blows, okay? We tried to refine the Eternal Night, and we landed on a 50, which is a 30%. You'd think, okay, cool. Well, it was 30% 50, 30% 75, 29% 25, and then whatever, right? So theoretically, you would think that the odds would kind of remain the same, and that means you have a 70% chance of special talenting on the next round, because 30% goes for a 50, 30% for a 75, and 11% for the 100, right? Nope. They changed the probability so that you definitely, more than likely, you will always remain at 11% of special talent until you get to 75, and then you're pretty much guaranteed to special talent. Which means, yes, we skipped one. We got lucky and got a 50%, which means we skipped a whole attempt. Now, theoretically, if we are in attempt number 2, if we hit the 25 in attempt number 3, then we're 100% at attempt number 4, and that means attempt number 5 was saved, which is very nice. But why are you changing the odds like this? I had a higher chance of hitting 75, which would mean I guarantee on the 3rd attempt, than I have now of getting through to the 3rd attempt, which makes no sense. It makes no sense that previously we had a 30% shot of skipping 2 attempts, and now our chance of skipping is out the window. And if you take a look, it gets worse and worse. If you hit the 25%, like we sadly did with the Archer gloves earlier on the stream yesterday, I mean, you have a 40% chance of making it through, which is much better than hitting the 50. So, again, you have a 40% chance of getting to 75, which means on attempt number 3, we can hit 75, and then we're guaranteed on attempt number 4. On the other hand, we have an 11% chance of skipping it altogether and getting it on 3. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that they keep stacking the lowest amount, the lowest possibility with all the stats of the impossible attempts. So they essentially shifted up. They nudged up, and whatever ended up out of the frame, they just brought it into the 25. Instead of 100%, 100 for 11, they moved to 75. Then the 30 of the 75 goes up to the 50, and then the 30 of the 50 goes up to the 25, and the 29 of the 25 goes away, except that it doesn't. It just joins the 25. What? Why? Why isn't there a higher possibility of skipping in this scenario? Why can't I give me 5% extra chance on the 50 and give me like a 2% extra chance at the 75 and dump the rest on the 25? But Lilith literally made sure that the lowest number is the one that always gets stacked up, and every other stat remains the same. And so essentially, we got shafted. I have a higher chance at possibly being able to skip an attempt right here at a 25 than having a shot at skipping an attempt at 50, which technically makes sense because we skipped one when we hit 50. So now, come on, like really? Really? On top of taking away the fact that making multiple items starts the next item at a higher level, you also make sure that the more attempts we get, the harder it is to get the extra crits and the extra possibility of getting it done. I don't get it. I thought the idea was to not only to make this a little bit easier. I'm not talking about 25% chance of special talenting, but Lilith, everybody and their grandma have told you that the special talent system blows for legendaries, that whales are making 5 items to get their special talent. I know people who made 5 full sets until they got a full special talented set. Now, that's just ridiculous. That is straight up ridiculous. This refinement system is a joke. It's sad. It's like, what were you thinking? And the worst part is there is no, if you do it on an epic, for example, it's pretty much have the blueprint and the gold, and it'll just keep going and going and going. So at least now special talenting epics doesn't require you to dismantle and remake. You just refine until you get it done, and that's that. So pretty much everybody and their grandma who's been playing long enough will be easily able to special talent a full set, easy peasy, by simply just by simply like that. Okay. Now, the whole set got taken out of Artemisia as she was reset. But anyway, I'm extremely. This is, by the way, how we ended up with a full special talent purple set for our cavalry. I mean, we just click until it went through, and that's that. The refinement system is actually bad. It's worse than it was before. They actually made it harder for you to get a special talent, and to make matters worse, they just made sure that you can see how much they're shafting you. That's all they did. They made sure that we can see and we can hear them shafting us, and it's just unreal. There is zero help in this. Zero. And the worst part is, it's literally almost not worth to try to refine the same item if you hit the 25. You're almost better off attempting to remake it, and if you hit the 50 or the 75, you can save yourself a ton of time. I don't know whether I'll attempt to refine my gloves again, or I will attempt to remake them with the hopes that we hit, when we make them, we freaking somehow hit this 25, 75%, something like that. I'm assuming, well, we can't, we got to remake them. They'll start from 0 and then refine again. I mean, seriously, just to think about it, it's making me sick. Getting these special talent is going to be as tough as it ever been. The refinement system is just absolutely pointless. It literally made the only decent thing about special talenting, which was the more of the item you make, the higher of a chance you have to get it. And even if it works like that, fantastic. I guess that's a consolation prize that most people, I'm assuming that it's not like that. A bunch of people told me it's not like that, but I have not tried making a legendary since the refinement system came out. But man, come on, Lilith. Come on. A little bit of a break. I didn't ask for 25% chance. But, you know, when I'm at 25, maybe make it so that I have like 2 extra percent at getting it done. Something. But stacking it against me even further, that is just so ridiculous. That is just so ridiculous. And it's so typical to Lilith. But yeah, I wanted to voice my opinion on this. It's ridiculous. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think? I know this is not a hot topic like it previously was, and a bunch of you don't even care about this. You're already hating on something else in the game. But regardless, oh my goodness gracious. For the love of God. This is so stupid. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe down below, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care and have a good one. Peace.